Hi guys,
Hello.
we're back for the last time.
Never again.
I'm sure you've all been wondering where we've been, and the truth is, find out. Watch the video.
Here now. We just thought that we would check in and answer a few questions before we start posting our last semester in uni, which is the last season of Uni Diaries. We're done, and we done after that. Like we're done. Don't expect us, but it's been fun. It's been good.
It's been real. No, it's been so fun actually. Oh my gosh, you guys. If you're thinking of coming to uni, do it.
Yeah, and filming your experience, do it. It's good. It's good for the archives. Okay, let's get into it.
Question number 1 on beginning fresh.
Oh, we're answering. The questions are to summarize our uni experience in like a sit-down video. We gave the vlogs, and now it's like
It's the recap.
yeah.
You know, keeping up with the case when they're explaining on a chair what they were thinking and everything. Yeah. No, not quite like that actually.
The other videos were more for us. Now this is more like, if you want information, blah, blah, blah. Because in as much as it was for our archives, you went along with us. Like whoever is here, thank you for watching when you were there. So we can't just like dip, even though it's like, oh no, we've served the purpose. So if anyone's wondering, here we go.
First of all, what led you to Zika's Izo?
Are you answering first or am I?
I've asked you a question. Answer the question.
Okay, I guess I can start. To be honest with you, I didn't want to go to school in Zambia, but my dreams for going to school in Zambia, they started very early. I've always been a dreamer, an overachiever in my mind. Not that I used to like work hard and accomplish much. You know, I'm just one of those people that sees more, because I grew up reading and watching TV.
She had the vision. She just needed the platform.
Literally. So we're sitting in class one day, grade 10. Well, our mutual friend comes and she's like, got a scholarship to go to AISL. And I'm like, what's that? I think she showed us the pictures and stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah. I was like, so that's where all the people that are like ISAS, that's where they come from. I knew about ISL, but then it's like, oh yeah, I forgot that there's that whole demographic of people. I thought those were my people. Like the way I saw myself.
She was born in the wrong body. She was born in the wrong lifestyle.
Economic family. One day. So I'm like, oh yes, it doesn't just exist on a screen. It doesn't just exist in the movies. I'm meant to be at those places. I'm like, okay, daddy, I want to go. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'm going to shoot my shot. I'm going to start high, so that I can set off like an ISL. Because I knew my father, he's going to be like, who's spending all those fees on 1+1? He used to like say 1+1 is 2 wherever you go. I was like, no, let me just give him some extravagant thing so that it looks like I've compromised when I tell him, okay, let me go to ISL. I start the surge, and then guess what I did? I landed on South Africa. I found a school, and you know, the thing with my dad, it's like, even if I have the money, you need the justification. So it's like, okay, in South Africa, I think that school was like 100,000 a year. And he was like, yeah, that makes sense. It's reasonable. You'll be traveling. It makes sense to spend 100,000 a year abroad. And by then he was like, South Africa, you can go for school, but not university, like high school. So I said, okay, do you know what that school said? You have to apply a year before you go. I'm like, how old am I going to be?
Who do you think you are?
And then he tells me, but keep that school in mind for your sister. He said, keep it for your sister, but you can still look for places here. So I'm looking. He's refusing everything. He's like, I'm not going to spend that money for you to go there and come back and again learn 1+1 = 2, where it's 2 everywhere. And my father is like, you think you're my only child? Wow. Okay. So he could see that it was really affecting me, and I was like very sad because, guys, I'm a dreamer. I wasn't enjoying my experience at the school that we were at. I was just like, you could be so much better, but you're not, and I don't have time for you to like improve. You don't even seem to want to improve. They have now. They're great. They're exactly the kind of school that I would wanted to be
that
at.
Man who changes after you leave, guys. If you go, you'll be shocked. That's not the school we went
That's
to.
not. It's so far from it. It's everything I wanted it to be now. So he's like, okay, she's really affected. Take her to Horizon. what in the international are you not getting?
I just want to change schools for the sake of changing schools.
And she's tired of like, although her siblings have been there. I didn't mean to mention the name, but whatever, it's great now, it's okay.
Instead of
I just kept quiet after that. I never followed it up with my mom. I was just like, oh. So yeah, fast forward, by the time it was time to go to uni, I already knew what my father was going to say. So I just deaded that dream. I was just like, okay, I'm going to go to Zambia. And that's how Munji kind of has to tell her story for me to tell you how I landed at Zika's. But I wanted to go there because I knew that she was going there. And I already had my acceptance. So yeah, I kept it a secret. I kept it hush. So watch our first episode to see the surprise.
And how surprised I was.
That's how I ended up at Zika. Over to you.
Yeah. So it was a mix of time and circumstance that led up to me going to Zika's. I had gotten a scholarship to go to a school in the United States. Worked very hard to get it, by the way. Worked for like a year or so trying to get that scholarship, and I actually did it to my dream school at the time, which I will not mention. No, it's fine if they know, like, but it's okay. You can know. You're my friend, best. Except those who don't comment. Anyways, so you don't comment.
I reply to comments.
Not the same. Anyways, yeah, so around the time that I had enrolled, met my lecturers, my classmates, I had my class schedule. You guys, I even knew when my next test, like my first ever test, would come up. I knew. I had already started preparing for it. I had been given the course material. You can say I had started school. All that was left was for the school to officially open for the new semester and for me to fly there, right? Throughout all this time, even before I enrolled, COVID had come around. But initially, we had hoped, the whole world, honestly, had hoped that COVID would be a blip, you know, something like we referred to jokingly, like, oh yeah, I remember that happened, ha ha ha. No, it wasn't funny. People died, Kim. There's people that are dying.
There's people dying.
Yeah, all right. So, COVID raged on. It wasn't stopping, and with it came a lot of changes in Zambia's economy and whatnot. Let's just say, when I enrolled at that school, the dollar was half the amount it had reached when it was time for me to actually travel. So at the point I had begun processing my visa, my parents were like, to be real with you, this doesn't seem viable anymore. We wouldn't want to send you there just for you to have to come back. Because imagine, guys, every single day, the exchange rate keeps going up, 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 up. When I initially enrolled, it was going to cost about 300,000 kwacha per semester for me to study there. Within months, it was now going to cost 1 million kwacha per semester just for me to be there. And once again, I was told the same thing you are told. You are not my only child. And I respected that. It hurt.
Fair.
But it was the truth. So at the same time, another reason why I couldn't go, guys, is because the school itself was like, guys, even as COVID has pressured us, this is something very new to everyone. We don't yet know what's going to happen this coming semester, if we're even going to allow you guys to be on campus. So my parents said, you have a full tuition scholarship, but you don't have a scholarship for accommodation, travel, and whatever. Now, at that time, online school wasn't respected the way it's respected now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone with an online degree basically didn't have a real degree, you know. In fact, the school wasn't even sure if it would continue to offer online lessons after that semester, meaning I would still have to travel eventually, which is why it just wasn't viable, you people. Yeah, so I was devastated because of how hard I worked and how close I got to actually going, because of the bonds I had already begun to form, you people. Imagine your friends are like, oh, we can't wait to meet you. You even know who you're going to room with. You've already decided, guys. Huh? Just to tell them, I'm not coming. So anyways, after I realized it wasn't happening, my parents were like, your sister's studying in SA. You should also go there. But once again, as time and circumstance would have it, the law changed, and it now said that in order for you to study in SA, if you did the ECZ curriculum, you have to get a matriculation exemption certificate, which basically states that your ECZ results are equivalent to the matric results, which are the South African version of ECZ. So I followed the due process, I sent my documents and all those things, but bureaucracy, guys, don't think it's just in Zambia where things take an unnecessarily long time. Guys, I waited for months and months and months. My results, whether my certificate was equivalent or not, were not coming out. They were just saying processing on the portal. Processing. At that point, it had now been 2 years since I'd finished high school. So my parents said, we can't keep waiting for this. And you can't apply to any South African school until after you get this document proving you're even eligible to apply. So they said, just go to a Zambian school. And I said, you know what, you're right. Once again, disappointed, but at this point I was tired, guys. Like, I spent a year applying to American schools. Like, in Zambia, it's so straightforward. As long as you pass, you don't have to write essays, you just apply, you get in. I considered Unilas, but Unilas to me that school was still new, you people. At that time,
Yeah, people didn't really know how to react to, like, parents.
So like, won't it just be those schools whereby after you finish, you can get a job? They were never accredited or something.
Kind of like how Horizon came on the scene. It's like, okay, cool, but like, who owns it? Everyone's just like,
and how many times has it changed names? Anyways, that's what they were afraid of. That's what I was afraid of. So I settled on ZCAS because ZCAS is actually run by the government, though people think it's not. It's under the Ministry of Finance. And it had a track record of excellence. No, like, why are you laughing? It's true. In the finance sector,
of course,
it has a track record, guys.
Reputation.
No, it literally has a track record for finance, guys. The best accountants usually come from ZCAS.
Yes.
But I wasn't going to study accounts.
By the way, what did you study?
I did competing with business.
I did HR. Things that people are always shocked to find out that at ZCAS.
Alright. Anyways, yeah, so I settled on ZCAS because it was just the most convenient for me, honestly. I liked the environment. I liked the way they did things. They were quite quick. I had applied to CBU as well.
You were going to go to the Copper Belt.
Oh, in fact, guys, the reason I didn't apply to Unilas, they didn't even have computer science at the time. Yeah, so I had to go where that was offered. So I was going to go to CBU.
You've been around. But yeah, that's how she ended up where she was, and I ended up where she was too. Next question.
What were your expectations versus reality?
I kept that in there. I thought I removed it. Expectations versus reality. I didn't know what to expect from ZCAS, from university in general. I was very open to the experience. I was just like, guys, I'm free. I'm here. In terms of uni life, I didn't know what to expect. I just knew that I was going to be living with my girl for the first time. I'm like, whatever happens in my life, it's okay. Have you ever lived with your bestie? So I was very open. I would say I didn't expect much. And so it delivered. It wasn't hard to deliver when you don't expect much.
As for myself, I had no expectations whatsoever. If I had learned anything from my multiple disappointments leading up to going to ZCAS, it was don't ever
That's true.
expect, never hope. Just go in. Whatever happens, happens.
You'll be grateful for anything.
Yes, I had an open mind, sure, but I don't know what to say, you guys. Let me just say, whatever was going to happen, it wasn't going to move me. I didn't have a fight in me. And honestly, after that entire ordeal, like, I had lost the zeal for school. It's not something I was even looking forward to experiencing. It was more me looking forward to it being over. Like, I couldn't wait for graduation. Not I couldn't wait for my first semester. And now we're here, so graduating.
What insecurities or fears did I carry into first year? Do you have an answer for this? You can go.
Okay. So my biggest insecurity was feeling like life was out of my control. Guys, I had been disillusioned. When I tell you, it hit me hard. I had a period of depression, but because like life had to continue. You're not going to pass.
Chindika. Okay, whoever is singing, stop singing. Continue.
My biggest insecurity was the feeling of the lack of control. I didn't feel secure in the power I had over my own life because of everything that had happened before. It was my first introduction to the reality, which is no matter how much effort you put, some things just won't go the way you'd like them to go. And you just have to make your peace with it. You have to move on and just accept what God has given you and find a way to work with that and be grateful for that. Like I said, people died, you guys. Then here I am, so. And then fears, my biggest fear, back to death, was fear of death. So, that first semester, COVID was still a thing, very much so. Literally, lecturers were dying. You know, people from church, everywhere, you would just hear, oh, there's a funeral, there's a funeral, there's a funeral. And there you are going for class with like a bunch of strangers every single day. So honestly, I tried my best to mask up and all those things. Yet I still got COVID. How many times?
Not once.
Not twice. But 3 that I know of where I was actually tested and my results were positive. Guys, I couldn't breathe. I would, but it would be, my breaths were just so shallow. I was convinced I might die. Like, I was sure. I even started saying maybe I should accept. But then after 2 days, I was okay. We thank God I was still here. Say yes.
Amen.
But yeah, that was my fear. And it came true, but I lived. Oh, my fear was COVID, not death, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Insecurities and fears that I carried in the first year, I would say from when I was a teenager, because I started when I was 19, so all the usual ones. But I was growing up a bit. I really wanted to grow up. Chindi! Please stop singing. I'm filming a video. Sing outside or something. Just say, ooh. All the usual ones, honestly. I wasn't yet a person. I was eager to enter this chapter of my life to figure out who I was going to be, but I wasn't that person yet. So I think my biggest insecurities were just fear of everything, anxiety. I was very anxious. I think it got very bad in high school, in secondary, towards the end. So I still had that, and that was mainly it. Just fear of being, I think I can call it social anxiety. Mm-hmm. Being around people, being around life, and especially since we were just coming out of We were not coming out of COVID. We were just coming out of COVID.
We were in COVID way.
Yeah, but we were allowed to go to school.
Out of quarantine.
Yeah. So it's like, imagine you haven't been seeing people. I'll see Wenji maybe once every 3 months or something, and then you're just in uni.
So,
and you already have anxiety. So it's like, at least Wenji's there. But then it's that thing where you're not doing the same program. So in as much as we were sharing the same courses and all of that, we went always together. So figuring out how to be a person and find your feet, and then things always changing, things always shifting. It's just like, whoa. But yeah, it was very overwhelming, but it was a challenge I was happy to rise to, because if I hadn't gone through uni and gone through all of that, I would not be able to navigate the world now. Mm-hmm. And I'm not able to navigate like that. But at least I know something. And then fears. I feel like it's all the same thing. I just answered the question.
Right.
Next.
Fears are based on insecurities. So yeah. Then middle, growth and struggles. How did you change most?
You start.
Okay. Well, I discovered my strengths and weaknesses. I discovered I have a lot of weaknesses and a lot of strengths as well. And a lot of the time, sorry to use that word, a lot, it's all about perspective.
Some people are just, for the others, just like...
Then don't watch. Anyways, for example, I have bad short-term memory. There's a memory. It's okay, guys. And good long-term memory. So what that means is I can forget what I just said myself, my own words right now.
Literally. Same, by the way.
But I'll remember what she said better than her word for word a year from now. Or even a week, depends. I don't really control the timeline. Anyways, so what I learned was, for myself, I need to study the first week of school. I need to read everything that I have, everything. And I promise you guys, in every exam, no matter how much I studied following that, what would stick out the most would be what I read that first week or day of school. So, yeah, I learned my strengths and weaknesses, in short. And I use them to my advantage.
Yeah. Bravo. What was the question?
Kaya.
What you finished answering?
How did you change most?
How did you change most? I think I became more confident in myself. You know, life comes at you fast. In uni, after uni, it really comes at you fast. And you need to have a strong sense of self. You need to know who you are and be able to question things that you've held your whole life, you know? I was a lot less anxious as time went on. I was a lot more chill, you know. In the beginning of uni, as much as we didn't expect much, we were just like, oh, what to expect? What are we going to do? You're open to doing random things. Like our friend was like, let's go to... She didn't even know as where we were going. She was just like, you want to go? And we're like, and that was a Tuesday. I'll never forget that was a Tuesday. It was such a random day to be going into random places. And then we saw people.
I knew where we were going.
You knew? No, I never knew.
No. I mean, she told us we were going out for dinner. We did not go for any dinner. Yes.
I was hungry.
We didn't eat lunch. We were like, no, we're going for dinner at 17. So let's just not cook.
So we're running around with a bunch of people who are like, Zika's girls have a reputation. And we're like, you really picked the wrong Zika's girls. Like, I'm so sorry for your lack. But if you're looking for a stereotype, we're far from it. Bro, we're just like, we just want to go home. And they were so upset about that. But at that point, at least we were even not scared about disappointing people.
We had bad manners, we were rude.
We were so rude. Let me stop.
Like, you guys, that one has to be a story time on its own.
It just has to be.
Follow me on TikTok. Maybe one day.
Our same friend, we went to her after we came home safely. We were like, why do you know such people?
Be careful, guys. Shout out to you if you're watching this.
So me after that, you guys might stop just accepting.
Okay. Even a drink. Someone tells you, do you want Coca-Cola? You don't know if that's Coca-Cola.
So I feel like I was more open in that way. Like I was too open in first year. And then as time went on, I was just like, you know, I think, not even that we did anything crazy. But just like,
not naive.
I don't want. Listening to yourself, you know, it's like I can receive feedback from how I feel and everything, and be like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. And that only strengthened with time. I'm not great at setting boundaries with like close friends yet, but boundaries with people that I'm just like, bro, I didn't know you yesterday. I don't care. If you say I don't care, as long as I'm safe. So that's how I think I changed. I grew into myself.
Yeah. How did you navigate your low moments, or your lowest moments?
You can go.
Guys, this one, I'm going to tell you straight. I hope you're looking into my eyes. Oh, I'm supposed to look here. I'm looking into my own eyes. Guys, prayer. When you're low, just pray to the Most High and you'll be lifted. Tell him, Lord, you raised me up.
So
please, these things, I didn't write them down. This is from my own heart, not from my head, my heart. I just used to pray honestly and trust God to see you through. It worked. I'm here.
Breathing, alive,
graduating.
When life pushes you down, brings you to your knees, pray. What she said for real, because guys, there's nothing you can do without prayer. Let me tell you one thing about life. You'll be so confused. You try and think, what's the way out of this? What can I do? What is the next course of action? And you won't be able to see it. And you're like, let me speak to the one that can see everything. If I'm coming out of this, God knows how. Let me ask him to give me peace, patience, resilience, everything that I need to get through this, please. if I'm not coming out of it, I'm going to his hands. He's the one who's going to receive me. Either way, I'm in his hands. So let me accept. If I'm dying, I'm dying. If this is the end of this road for me, this is the end of this chapter, it's going to close, and God is the one who's going to get me through it. He's going to close doors, he's going to open them. He's the one in control. So when you lose all control, just understand that you never really had it. There are some things that you have a responsibility to do, but if you see that everything you're doing, there's just forces against you, guys, go to the one that knows.
Try to align your will with God's will. Ask him. If you're not sure, ask, guys. Pray
About that boy. Pray that prayer.
Remove for me everything in my life, guys. Suddenly you have no friends. No friends, you're alone. Except for Jesus.
So yeah, and especially when you're very low, you almost don't like think straight anymore. You have no hope. You're literally like hopeless, and you have to rely on God's strength. Honestly, you have to keep showing up and understand that he sees you and he will fight for you. It's very difficult, you guys, like studying through some of your lowest feelings. Just like, guys, it's
You're thinking how that boy did you. You know, you have a test, you people. Focus.
Even things like, you know, maybe you suffered death, you suffered like a friendship breakup. It's very difficult to get through. So you guys, but also understand that those moments will come. So make sure that when life is like going kind of okay, because there are those moments, make sure you're putting in the work, especially with school. Guys, I don't know about you, but every time it was close to exams, there were just forces that you pick up. So if you don't start early, just that you will be on the ground. Guys, maybe you won't see your way through. You know what I mean by see your way through? As in maybe you won't clear with all C's. You end up in a D. In a ditch. So please, my dears, start early. Me, I also used to study early, like when you said, because it's like, my dear, if I don't start now, I won't remember. I'm just being honest with you.
Let me tell you, people.
I won't.
There are two types of people in uni: the sprinters and the long distance runners. Being honest with you, if you're not already sure you're a long distance runner, you're a sprinter. Start running so that when you slow down at some point, it's okay. You've already reached far. You're okay. How did you approach learning in uni versus high school?
I approached it for one. High school, I didn't. It was something I had to do. And I would do it, like I would do the whole, now exams are tomorrow, exams are next week. I remember even for end of year, like grade 12. Wow. I was like, oh, this is that. I was supposed to learn. Anyway, let me not think about grade 12. Let me not think about grade 12.
This is not the focus of the video.
I still remember that science paper. And they were like, did you put the units in physics? I was like, oh. I entered this exam thinking I need to remember to put the units. Why did I forget?
And that's why they need to start allowing people to write on their hands, guys. There are certain things. It's not always cheating.
You guys, why did I forget? I know one day. It's God who got me through grade 12. But in uni, I was so afraid of failing. I was just like, I can't fail. University. I was serious from day one. I can't lie to you. I was like, okay, I understand. I learned through uni how I learn best and what I remember and all of that, because it was a continuous learning process. But I knew from the beginning, I made the decision, me here, I'm focused. No one is going to take that away from me. I will never fail. And fail, I didn't. But there were times where I was just like, how? You can actually do your best and your lecture is just evil? Like, really? What? And those days, I had to learn how to let go. And it was tough, you guys. I'm there, you're sad, you're this, and then you wake up and you're like, it's over. I've done what I could. You get okay, you become okay with knowing that you did what you could. And some people are, it's fine, it's fine. God forgives all.
True. For myself, I would say high school was mainly academics. It's just you and your ECZ paper, and that's it. But in uni, that's where I feel like I began to learn community and how that's just as important as how much you study, how often you go for class, and all those things. Because you guys, until you live with someone who despises you and will do everything in their power to make you miserable. A stranger, by the way.
For roommates, diaries, nightmares.
Guys, you have to learn how to live and work with people, even when you don't agree with them, they don't agree with you, you don't like each other, you don't see eye to eye. You just have to. You people, you will thrive if you learn this very important skill.
Okay. What's next?
Did I experience heartbreak? And
That's what's next.
Did I experience heartbreak? And what did it teach me?
Never trust a man. That's what it taught me. Monday. Did I experience heartbreak? Sure, if you want to call it that. I experienced the full destruction. What total eclipse of the heart? Is that the song?
The full sum of human emotions.
Monday, you can go. Okay. That's how I experienced it, exactly like that.
Yes, I experienced heartbreak.
Did you
and
see
it
me?
taught
I'm
me
like-
something.
At flashbacks.
Ish.
Leave me alone.
Yes, I experienced heartbreak, and it taught me one principal thing, guys. Trust in God, the Lord, with all your heart. No man, don't lean on your own understanding. Don't think, no, me, I know. You don't know, my dear. Every day you're learning. Even what you think you know, you don't know. Number 2, do not depend on man. Even in the Bible it says, depend on God and God only. Start from there. Not even on yourself. I also learned that you need to learn to forgive others even when they break your heart. Number 1. Number 2, forgive yourself. Sometimes I feel people beat themselves up for being so trusting. Like, don't lose the loving part of yourself just because someone else disappointed you.
Yeah.
And lastly, sometimes forgiveness is not reconciliation. It's up to you if you choose to reconcile or not, but it's not a must. You can forgive someone and let them go in peace.
Yeah, I guess for me, I think understand that you're dealing with a human being and not someone to fulfill your most ideal version of who your romantic partner should be. Someone who, like, oh, you caught my eye in the beginning, you have to be who I thought you were, and you have to, I know what I want for myself, and it has to be you because I'm with you. I'm not about to be with, start all of that all over again. Don't be afraid to fail, because I feel like when you're relating with people, it's not even a failure. Like, if the relationship doesn't work out, it's not a failure. You're learning, and you're learning more about the person and more about yourself as well, because every relationship will hold the mirror back to you. So it taught me that you need to be willing to grow, and you need to be with someone that is also willing to grow. If someone just wants to stay in what version of themselves that they feel is best for them, that's their journey. Let it be their journey. But if you are if you're in a season of life where you're just doing a lot more growth, here you go. It's not a marriage. I think we should stop looking at people. Okay, I need to word this properly, because yes, I do believe in dating to marry, or being in a relationship to marry, and I also understand the danger of finding yourself not finding yourself in a relationship because you decided to be there, but being in a relationship and being like, oh yeah, it has to lead to marriage, so now I have to go through everything that comes up. Like, not every challenge is a challenge you have to get through. Sometimes you should know, like, this isn't something I want to deal with for the rest of my life, and it isn't something that I knew at the beginning of knowing you, and I'm sorry that it took time to get here, but let's cut our losses now instead of living our whole lives tied to people that we don't really want to be tied to. So you can start with the best intentions, you can get along very well, but even people that have been engaged have found out something during counseling before the wedding that made them have to break up. So I think be open to the idea that as long as you haven't yet said I do, it can end, and it hurts. It can devastate you even. It's okay. But you can get through it. You can. Honestly speaking, you actually can. You can survive. And it will help you survive all the other disappointments in your life. Because, guys, when you give your heart to a person, there's nothing quite like that heartbreak they can fire you at work and it will not hurt the same way that it hurt when it builds you up, you guys. It builds character. No, don't go chasing character building everywhere. Be also discern. Discern. But yeah, it taught me mainly to see the humanity in other people. You don't have to villainize everything just because it ended, or everyone, because everyone is still growing, right? Especially in uni, if you're like in a relationship in uni, you need to understand that, guys, the chances of that being your forever person are not, the odds are not exactly in your favor. So you should know. You should be aware of those things. Right. From a uni perspective, that's what I'm gonna say. Would I advise it? Everyone has a different story. So just look at your life, how's going.
Once again, pray for discernment. And actually listen when you feel that God is speaking to you. Sometimes, guys, you tell God that, God, please show me the way He shows you. Then you go the other side. I can't see, I'm blind. Next, what red flags in people did I learn to never ignore again?
People that not talk too much, but when they say sus things and they say sus things regularly, then, sometimes you're just like, maybe she didn't know what she said. Like, because, sometimes I think I say sus things. And people who are not willing to reflect and change, those people that are just like, this is my opinion and it stands, and they're saying very problematic things. Maybe we can't all agree on what is problematic and what's not problematic, but if you know that it doesn't align with your values, that's a red flag in your life, honestly. You're not going to grow together. They're not going to add to your growth. They're not going to add to your journey. They'll just bring problems.
Strife.
Yeah, so I think that, and also just people who are always keen on gaining something from you and never really giving you anything in return. And I learned a special breed of people who will actively do things for you because they think that, if I develop this relationship with you where, you associate me with generosity, you're going to be generous with me. So they'll just do these little things, like offer you this, offer you that, and it's difficult to tell like a genuinely generous person from someone like that. But there are signs, there are things that such a person will say, and even the way that they do it. And if you refuse to do something for them, the way that they react to that is like if they don't allow you to have a boundary, and then they're like, I don't have boundaries. Why do you have boundaries with me? It's like,
maybe you should have boundaries with me. Like.
That's kind of suspicious. So discernment, I think, pray for it in your life, truly.
And just to piggyback off of what she said, or sort of summarize, people will always tell you who they are. It's up to you to be vigilant, pay attention. I'm not saying be paranoid, what's the word?
I don't know.
Don't really scrutinize people too much, but just don't be careless. Honestly, when people reveal themselves, act accordingly. You can give people chances if you want, but you should also weigh who you're giving a chance and why. It's your fault. You give your friend a loan, they don't pay back. They have a history of not paying people back, and then you give them another loan. Like, suddenly you're beefing with someone online and posting people. Like, it will also be embarrassing for you. Just protect yourself from such,
Okay, these ones will give like very short answers. Were you more of a social butterfly or more low-key? And did that change over time?
I've never considered myself to be a social butterfly. I have always considered myself to be the flame that moths are drawn to. Ooh, don't mind my outfits. But let me just say that I feel I can be selective of who I let in, even unconsciously. It's worked out for me, honestly. So I don't know what to say to you. But yeah, what was the question again?
Social butterfly, more low-key?
Oh yeah, so I was more low-key.
For me, more low-key, but there were times that I tried to join social circles intentionally. Like there was a campus outreach at my uni. Then I didn't know many of the people there because it was a sister church of mine that organized it, but I still didn't know the people there. So I'm more open and interactive and stuff with people that I've grown up with. Like if it had been my church, I think I would have been more open and all of that, and I was okay with going there. I would go with Minji sometimes. It was like I was there. I was consistent enough and I showed up. That was, I think, the most I did socially the most outgoing that I was. But yeah, I was a lot more low-key.
Let me tell you guys the truth. There are people who don't know we went to Zika's. Like someone you know outside of Zika's, and they go to Zika's, and when you mention school, they're like, you go to Zika's? And like you've been there for years.
Yeah.
Love it though. Love
Crazy.
it.
What kind of people did I meet at uni that I never would have met otherwise? I think everyone that my roommate knew, I wouldn't have met them otherwise. And they're just very different people. She had something about her that just drew the strangest people, but the most interesting people as well. So I think a lot of people I wouldn't have met otherwise. It was good. It was a good experience. People were very interesting. I like to meet new people, especially to observe how they behave and all that. That's very interesting to me. But not necessarily in a way that makes me think, oh, you need to be besties for life. I'm just like, I love to be in your orbit for some time. And, glad we crossed paths.
I met a lot of people, but I feel what makes it interesting is the kinds of people I met juxtaposed with who they were to me. Because I met pastors, mothers, addicts, dreamers, thieves, like everything and everyone. For someone who's not outgoing. That's why I said, guys, I'm a flame that people are drawn to. But yeah, it was interesting to meet all these characters, but only meet them in a way where we are sort of equals, because we're all just students at the end. I don't know you as pastor, whoever. I don't know you as general, whoever. You're just my classmate. And I'm going to call you out for not contributing in the assignment. I don't care if you're a soldier, like, So that was very interesting. University is a whole world in one condensed place. It's like a melting pot of everything and everyone.
Yeah. What do you consider to be the most valuable thing you are leaving uni with, or you left uni with?
The most valuable thing, it's clarity. Whatever I venture into, I genuinely believe I will be successful. Just dependent on how consistent I am and how much I put into it. I don't doubt that anything that I venture into, like I could begin gymnastics today, and I genuinely think I'd make it far, and it would even be on the news because they'll be like, you're quite old to be beginning now. I wouldn't want to say, but
a stronger sense of self, most valuable thing. I'm open now to life in a way that I was not open to life, in a different way than I was at the beginning of uni, in that I know that it could go both ways. Like it goes both ways multiple times throughout the year. I know that I can navigate those seasons with my God, with my friends, with my people. Just knowing that no matter what happens in life, there's somebody who's got the whole world in his hands. Yeah, did I ever consider quitting or changing paths? Let me tell you guys, I did consider it and I did it. I was not afraid. If you meet me today and you're like, oh, I don't like my course, this, that, my dear, before you commit your whole life to it, leave. I was regretting my course after I finished it. I was like, maybe let me do something else. But then sometimes you need to understand that maybe that's also a sign of something in you. Like, don't just jump ship every time because, But yeah, I did. I started in business administration. And I finished in HR. So I jumped ship. I was just like, there's something about business administration that's like not for me. It was the man. It was not for me. And I was just like, guys, I can't suffer. I took a risk, and here I am. It's paid off well.
Literally. Yeah. I did consider changing paths, but not as severely as she did. I was still going to be in the same field, but just under a different school. When I initially applied to Zika's, I applied to the University of Greenwich to do the same program, which was computing, right? And then I got my acceptance letter and they said, congratulations, you've been accepted to study computing. So it was called business computing at the time. So both were business computing. So I was like, okay, I enrolled, I started learning. But then when writing my first semester final exams, I noticed that the question papers were not saying University of Greenwich. They were saying
Zikas and Unza. So I'm like, Nanga, maybe I have the wrong question paper. I went to ask a student admin and they were like, no, you're enrolled under Zikas. You're not under the University of Greenwich. I was so shocked. And honestly, guys, once again, I think I was just fatigued. Because remember, I had been applying to schools for like 2 years in a row. So maybe I also didn't do enough research because I had given up, remember. But I really don't think they indicated on their website that in order to study the University of Greenwich degree, you first have to do NCC level 3, 4, and 5, which is like 3 years. And then the University of Greenwich is just a year. Yeah, so I now started considering, should I just switch to NCC because I want the University of Greenwich degree? It's a UK degree, so you can do more with it as compared to a Zambian degree, right? But after some serious consideration, I thought, you know what? Let me just see through what I've already begun. If I want to leave Zambia that badly, I'll still find a way with this same degree. And the zeal for that is not even like there anymore. So I'm glad I didn't make that change. Number one, NCC, you pay in pounds. Number two, let me just say, I feel the Zika structure is good for someone like myself. This is after I learned how I study and learn and everything. Because with NCC, you write, I think the multiple choice exams, you just write one paper. You fail that paper, that's it. But with Zikas, you have continuous assessments. So even if you don't do your best in the final, all your other tests and assignments and everything else will be able to help you actually pass. So, guys,
oh yeah,
know yourself.
Know yourself. We're done. Not done, because we're here after uni. So we're going to answer 3 questions about our reflections after uni. The biggest shift from student to working life was?
The biggest shift, I would say, is navigating relationships with people of different age groups. You guys, in uni, anyone senior to you was sir, madam, Mrs., Mr. But then you go to a workplace and the person who's old enough to be your grandfather says, just call me Tom. And then the person who's very close to you in age insists on being Mrs. Smith. But then again, you find the person who insists on being on a first name basis is 3 times your senior in terms of organizational hierarchy. Whereas again, the person who insists on being called Mrs. Whatever might even be below you. So I feel it was just very difficult to get used to how to relate to people who are older than you, because I've just finished uni. I'm probably for some time going to always be the youngest person in an office. So I think for myself, it was just very difficult to find that balance in knowing how to relate to people of different ages and different hierarchies.
I think the biggest shift for me was being on a tight schedule. Not a tight schedule, but being on any kind of schedule. In uni, everything was up to me. Even class, when it was class, it's like you can just not go. Like if you don't feel like it, you can just not go. And so it was very difficult because the last time that I was in an environment where 7 a.m. you have to be at school 7:30, then lunch is at this time, and then you knock off at this time, was secondary school when I was 17. So imagine I'm now at 23. I was 23 for most of this year. For the beginning of this year. 23, 24, and that's the next time that you have to have a rigid structure. And I didn't do well with it, to be honest with you. It has its perks and it has its downfalls for somebody like me, because I appreciate it on the one hand because it forces you to do things when you have to do them and, build up that kind of routine or that kind of mentality. Discipline is what they call it. But then it also feels suffocating. So I'm one of those people that is like, okay, it's a lot. Like the hybrid thing. It can work, like 3 days on, 2 days off, things like that. Not like off, but like not following that rigid structure would work for me. But yeah, that was a very difficult part for me. Just having to be somewhere at a certain time every day. I'm like, even if you like the experience, guys, every day is a bit excessive.
And I just want to add that I think workplaces should introduce nap times. I think
in Japan it's there.
Yeah, even in Greece, siestas, like
Guys, it's not just babies who need naps.
Especially when you're using your mind. I didn't realize how tiring it is to just use your mind for like 5 hours. And then you have 1 hour lunch and then 3 hours and you're using your mind and you're exhausted. And people are like, you were sitting in an office all day while you're exhausted. And I'm like, you guys concentrating doesn't do anything to you physically? Bruh, I'm exhausted. Talking to people, all of that, it's exhausting.
You know, it was so bad at a certain point because I was studying while working that there would be some times at lunch where I would choose to sleep, to take a nap at my desk over eating. I would rather be hungry than tired.
That was me last week. They're like, you're not eating. And I'm like, I'm just tired. I'm just so tired. One thing uni really prepared me for was
the resilience that it takes to adult in the world, guys. You know, when you're in uni, you see people facing all sorts of battles. I remember I had a friend whose father passed away in, I think it was the last semester. Yes, and she was clearly devastated, but how could she let that stop her?
And her father really wanted her to have her degree.
You know, like you encounter people going through so many different things and still pushing, and each time it's very sad to witness, but it's also kind of inspiring because if they can push through, why not you?
I think it laid a good foundation on how to navigate the twists and turns of reality. Sometimes things are going to go your way, sometimes they're not, and you're going to have to keep going. You need to learn when you're going to slow down, when you're going to stop. Stopping is not like giving up.
It's taking a break.
Yeah, resting. Like, stop, know when to stop, know when, now, okay, it's time to move again, it's time to go. Know what pace to keep, know what to do, who to keep in close contact with, who's going to help you, who's not going to help you. You always need to be aware, you always need to pay attention and react to things as they come, or respond. Learn a proper response and learn from your mistakes because you're not always going to respond the right way. So learn from that, do better, because trust that once you've learned one lesson, it kind of almost becomes like, oh, you've dealt with this and now it's the next thing, it's the next thing, it's the next thing. But then later on you realize, oh, I learned a skill, like it's usually soft skills, hey? I learned a skill from that, and you won't maybe be able to remember the exact period in your life that you learned it, but it's like you're building a muscle. So uni helps you start to build those muscles, and then the real world you start
Hey, guys,
fighting for your life. But like at least you've been going to the gym small, you know? One thing you had to learn in the work environment:
how to juggle home and work. Guys, you're not going to learn it at school. Let me tell you the truth. There are so many things that uni will teach you and so many things it simply cannot ever teach you. When you go to work, you'll be there, you're a worker. People at work don't know you as Munji the daughter. They don't know you as Munji the friend. You're Munji the worker. And they expect to get work out of you. But then you can't lose the other parts of your identity. Even in the workplace. An example I'll give is, say it's a work day, during working hours. You might still need to cater to an emergency at home. You can't say, no, I'm working. No, guys, you still need to be there for your friends, your family, and everything. And most of all, yourself. How do you track your mental health? You have a deadline there, Aka. You have to find a way to balance it all.
Can you? Still figuring it out. But anyway, people do it. Somehow. They just learn what to give up or to sacrifice in different seasons of their lives, I think, honestly.
Life doesn't stop just because you're at the office.
That's true, it's true. For me, one thing I had to learn on the job was my job. The practical nature of HR is so different from the theory side of it. Yeah, you learn a lot on the job, and that's okay. I learned to not be frustrated about that because in this day and age, it's actually not very hard to learn on the job. It's like we have access to so much information, and it's just like, okay, that's okay. And you never really know. It's like, I wonder what I'm going to be doing next week. Last week I was building a website. I was designing like what did you do HR? Next week I'm doing presentations, I'm training people that are so much older than me. Honestly, it's very overwhelming. One thing I'm grateful for is learning how to be overwhelmed, process it, and show up anyway. One thing I know about work is you need to show up. They won't tell you, no, she's anxious, she's a baby. Guys, you need to do it.
You're giving a training and they're busy talking to each other. And you almost say, Uncle, keep quiet.
There was one time my boss was like, tell her you can't do it. Because I had received an email and I was like, how am I going to teach this to people? I haven't learned it. And she was like, oh, tell her. Then I looked and I was so shocked. I was like, I can't say that. I'm going to know how to do it when I have to do it. I can't be like, I don't know. Because if I had been doing that from the moment I went there, I wouldn't have done anything. Because trust that I didn't know how to do anything. Once you've told someone, I can do it, trust that you need to find a way to do it. It's okay, better you come and say, I've tried. And I don't know, please, I don't know. Rather than you say immediately, I don't know. There's so much I don't know, you guys. I'll never do anything.
In fact, saying you don't know how to do it is refusing to work. That's what work is. Figuring it out and making it happen.
I honestly think degrees have to teach you all those other soft skills. You learn discipline, you learn this, you learn that.
That's why it's 4 years.
Actual job. That's why, guys, I can do anything. Next year, maybe I want to be doing HR. I can do anything. No, not that. Being in the workplace changed how I see myself. I feel more dash now than I did at uni.
I think I feel more free than I did at uni. Number one, you know how parents say first finish school, then you can like I could wake up today and become a musician. I could get a job in Antarctica. Who's gonna stop me? Like nobody can tell me anything. I can go and get a second degree. No one stop me. As long as I find the money to pay for that degree. Like I feel I'm still under my parents' roof, but my life belongs to myself more. So even the dreams that I have moving forward after uni feel more attainable because it's up to me to make them happen. And like, for example, when I wanted to study abroad, a lot of that was up to my sponsors.
Yeah. Oh, I feel more capable, mainly because I do a lot more on a weekly basis, and you know, the things are always changing. And so it's very interesting to learn that, oh, I can do that. Oh, this aspect of my whatever, who I am, what am I trying to say?
Like you now use Excel, guys.
Not great. You meet more of yourself as you meet more of life. And I'm very interested in learning more about who I am. And there's certain ways that I react to things now that before, because I could crumble, I could just be like, oh my God. Now there's no time. Go to the bathroom, you shed a few tears, like I'm all for it. You go back out, like, yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm like, yes, I value so much that I showed up and I didn't give up. And yeah.
Now I have some questions of my own.
Okay.
For those watching who are yet to begin uni, who are in grade 12 or just finished grade 12. Oh, before my questions, I just want to say, number one, if you got 6 points, that doesn't really matter. Your 6 points just get you into school. Trust me, guys, I know people who got 6 points and up to now, me, I've finished. They haven't finished. And I know people who didn't get 6 points and it's the other way around. So just be very prepared for the fact that uni and high school are going to be two very different things. You're going to have to approach them differently, and it's best if you learn how early on. Number two, for those who may not do well, I don't know if anyone will tell you this, but delay is not denial, guys. Go and do your GCE. Go and start your first year if you're able to at least get in, and just try to do your best. Don't beat yourself up over it too much.
You feel of course you can carry it. We can carry. It's okay.
It's better you spend 9 years trying to finish uni than you don't try.
Then you just give up. We need to learn how to fail. It's part of life. It's inevitable, guys. Don't let failure or what you deem to be, because people deem failure as different things. They experience it differently. They say, oh, I got 8 kids, they fail because I used to get not to mock you guys, but like learn how to not achieve what you thought you were going to achieve, and to use it as a stepping stone instead of a setback.
Exactly.
Or the end of the road.
Learn from it. Next up, what was I saying? Oh yeah, to those who have hopes or dreams of going abroad, in case it turns out like me,
And
it's
me.
not the it's not the end, you guys. It is definitely not the end. If it's something that's that close to your heart, you can still go eventually. You can find another way to go. There's so many ways to go. I'm not saying you should go just for the sake of it, but examples I'll give are, number one, you can go through ministry or fellowship, depending on what your faith is and what organizations you're connected to. But please, if you go that route, do it for genuine reasons, not just because you want to go. Number two, you can go through work. Find a good job that will manage to take you to where you'd like to be. Number three, you can go through talent. I know there are a lot of people who maybe are good at acting, singing, whatever it is. Your creativity can also take you a very long way. And I feel like uni is the best. I feel like uni is the best place to hone in on your talents. Even if it's just in your free time as a hobby, don't make uni your entire personality, you know. Yes, you pass, you study, but don't come out of uni with nothing but good results, you know. Because even in the workplace, I've encountered a lot of instances where okay, an example I'll give is, do you know on the member of parliament bios on the website for parliament, it lists their hobbies and all those things? Why? As someone in HR, do you think it's necessary for me to know that an MP likes horse riding? Why would they do that?
There's life outside of it.
Have a personality, please.
Anyway, yeah. Is that all? We have come to, oh sorry, you ain't seen my face. We have come to the end of the road and I can't let go. It's been fun, it's been real. I don't know if you'll see us again. Never say never. I don't know when.
Marriage diaries,
promises.
like pregnancy diaries.
That would be so fun. It's like, oh, I knew when you were pregnant.
Oh my gosh, presidency diaries. Oh my god. Welcome back to my channel. If you're in State House.
Just that this channel is being deleted.
Is it against you?
But it's been so much fun. Thank you to the silent viewers
For your
That's
views.
not salty. One, yeah. It's been fun. We don't know who you people are, but we know we met some of you along the way. It was very nice to meet you. Some of you, maybe you thought we were rude, we were just overwhelmed. I don't know if I've ever explained that.
She literally said she was anxious all the time.
It was nice to be in uni. It was nice to interact with some of y'all. It was nice to see people engaging with our content the way that they did.
All three of you.
Yeah. And it's nice, most of all, to have something to look back on. Guys, we grew up and I can literally see, I'll be like, because you know, you guys see those videos, but we remember so much more. It's like that day, I remember how it started. I remember how, and I wouldn't have been able to remember that if I didn't have like that. Yeah, and we used to, anyway, I used to keep a journal, and writing became tedious for me at some point. So it was very nice to have like video diaries. Guys, I'll treasure this forever, and I can't believe it's over. But it is. Catch us at graduation in 3 weeks time. Yeah, we're graduating in 3 weeks.
Oh my gosh. You guys, I hope you guys will come. I'm inviting all of you. You may see this after, but
Lena's
I'm inviting
coming.
you still.
Just
Yeah, it's gonna be a big event. No, like literally the president is coming.
The president is coming. So yeah, stay tuned for that. I think maybe you'll see that vlog December. I don't know how many. All the videos from our last semester are lined up. They're coming. I know we ghosted for most of uni guys. They're coming, and then we'll be gone. We'll be ghosts for real.
4 years ain't a joke, guys.
Hey, all of you guys. Electricity is back.
Oh my gosh! We stay winning. Like,
Uncle.
damn it, uncle.
I don't know how to I mean the new one. That
Damn
one
it,
is-
uncle.
Yeah.
Clock it.
If you
Why is it
guys,
this one?
we have to sing Hannah Montana now, Minji. Hold on. Anyway, in the words of Hannah Montana, as we say goodbye to yesterday,
A chapter ending. But the stories on just
line by line, Munji, share with me.
no short. Okay. As we say goodbye to yesterday.
So now you're my
Come on. Let's go.
A chapter ending. But the story's only just begun.
A page is turning for everyone.
So we're moving on.
You really want me to say what's after the comma?
Big jack.
Really? After complaining that your thing was short.
It's okay. It's just the flow of it. It's not my fault. And it's you who rearranged it and you ended up here still. So you see.
So guys, one thing I want to tell you is that even when uni ends, when you are close to 25, around certain people, some people just bring out this childishness in you.
Childish.
I'm saying
It's
that
you.
when I'm fat and old,
That's
and
it,
my
let him go.
kids think I'm a joke, 'cause I was and again. I won't act my age because I'm around you. You make me feel youthful. You bring out the 12-year-old in me. No, I'm still around you. So guys, don't be shocked. Even when we're in our 60s, you'll see us just like this, even holding hands, literally sitting in chairs like this, refusing. No, you, it's me. Arguing about who gets to talk at someone's thing, someone's kitchen party. No, you, it's me. We should stand.
I knew her. You're tricking me. One thing me and Munji told me, you're tricking me.
No, but I'm closer to her. But me, she's my blood relative.
Munji, let's continue. Let go. Say letting go.
Oh, letting go.
It's the generator. I don't have much time.
Letting
Holding
go.
on to tomorrow.
I've always got the memories.
So I'm finding out who I'm gonna be.
We might be apart, but I hope you always know.
You will be with us wherever we go.
Yeah, very good. Very sweet.
Purr. I wonder if I'll marry.
Anyways, let's ask ourselves questions now. Future me,
us.
are you rich? Yes.
Obviously.
Future me, are you blessed? Yes.
Always.
So 5 seconds ago, Munji asked if I'll be rich, and
What can I ask my future self? I'm 24 now. Was it everything you wanted it to be? Do you still feel the same about uni as you did in this video? Are you I don't know, are you satisfied? Are you okay? I hope you're okay. I hope you're okay.
I have a question for you guys who are watching this. Now that we're in the future, we're out of it, we've graduated. If you knew how everything was going to turn out, like every single thing that has happened so far, you got to have a glimpse of it all. What would you do differently? I think the only thing I'd do is I'd have more fun and I'd worry less. Like if I was guaranteed 100%.
You'd get here.
Yeah, because it's been okay, honestly.
It's been like, that's the good thing about not having expectations, bro.
I'm keeping your circle small. Guys, I'll never forget in the colder months, there at the end of semester 1 or the beginning of semester 2, when I would study, guys, in the lecture halls. Mosquitoes are biting you, but it's cold, but mosquitoes are biting you. And there were bed bugs, you people. Yeah, did you hear? I told you about that guy. Yeah, there were bed bugs. Anyways, guys, I'll never forget freezing and being hungry because you've been studying from what? From 20 hours until 03. The hunger. I used to make tea before sleeping.
Sometimes.
I think so.
We were crying. Just watch it.
Yeah, so if you're watching only this video, guys, we worked hard.
We deserve to be here. We earned it.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they call you tomorrow? They're like, hi, is this Izukanji Nalumba? Yes. Oh, sorry. So the email we sent was a mistake. You're not graduating.
Get me back with interest.
And actually, we've lost your results for in first year.
I'll show them my results. I have them. You've lost them. I have them.
Right?
Okay, bye, guys.
You say I'm wrong, yeah. What the fuck about us? Yeah. Talk about us, baby.